we can't know.
If you recall, you see, when the truck was coming in, it was coming in from this direction. So the head of the truck got lodged under the municipality bridge, whereas the body got caught up under the PRASA bridge. So the PRASA bridge was the one that took the bulk of the explosive. We're talking about 60,000 liters of LPG gas, which is obviously pressurized. So when you release the pressure, it basically acts like a bomb. I'm sure you've probably seen the videos of the actual explosion itself. It's very close to as if it was actually a bomb being dropped. So with 60,000 liters of LPG compressed, yeah, it actually packs quite a significant punch. The area of effect, if one looks at the center, we're looking at about 350 meters either way. So this side is the direction that goes to Springs, Dalswart. This side goes to your Germiston side. So with regards to the work or the approach to the work, as Mr. Mngwevu will also attest to, there were three main phases in the Cllr reconstruction. The first phase was the demolition. That took place during the December of last year and January this year. But before we could even do any kind of demolition, obviously we had to engage with SAG, bring in their forensic dogs, just to make sure that the demolition remains. Because the person that came from that was really about 2 days even during the demolition, we had to be mindful of the residents around, because obviously they've been traumatized by the explosion, the deaths, people losing loved ones, losing neighbors. So when it came to the demolition of the bridge, we just had to be mindful that we do it in such a way that we try to minimize any kind of trauma that the residents have had. I'm proud to say that with the exception of one resident who we were actually able to interact with and engage with, there wasn't anyone from the community that was against the work being done. I think they also see the value in the work that needs to be done. So the demolition took place. We obviously had to use mechanical measures, because we were very clear in our approach that we do not want any kind of chemical demolition or any kind of explosives. So we brought in what's called a PETA. It came in, it basically broke down the bridge. So with the PRASA bridge, there were 4 decks, if you can call it that. During the explosion, 2 of the decks were literally blown up and fell upside down. The other 2 decks were actually hanging by a thread. So we just have to be very mindful when it comes to the actual demolition of the works. During the demolition phase, Mr. Mngwevu and his team then did the designs, what we call detailed engineering designs, including the earthworks, the parapets, the decks that you see here, the retaining walls, so on and so forth. So those designs were approved internally by PRASA, they were reviewed internally by PRASA, and then we were then able to give the authority the green light to say, guys, we are happy with your designs, please then come in and execute. Once that was then done, came the execution. So with regards to execution, we basically started from the ground, going up, looking at the foundation, building up the foundation, the parapet walls, and everything that you guys see here. The work that is still remaining for us to do before this line can be given back to operations for usage is obviously the final works on the bridge itself, then bringing in the material that we need. As you guys saw coming into the site, there was a heap of sleepers. Those are part of the components that we'll be using to build back our track. We also had done some what's called DCP tests. So a DCP test basically tells you the strength of your soil. we wanted to just make sure that before we hand the line back to operations, everything from the superstructure to the substructure is engineering sound. So last week we had consultants come in to do the DCP, so please don't be surprised when you see small pits here. These were the sites that we selected for us to do the DCP. The results came in and they pretty much told us the worst case that we had anticipated, that even the ground that we stand on has been disturbed. Not disturbed as in unsafe for us to walk around, but disturbed in the sense that it's not safe for a train to move. So as part of the work that still needs to be done, there's something called information rehabilitation, where we're going to remove layers of the soil and then bring back material that we've tested and that complies to our specification. Once the substructure has been built up, the sleepers, the ballast, the rails, which we call the superstructure, will then be put up. The electrical gantries will be put in. Then comes the OHTE, and then all the other various projects that will then kick in, inclusive of the electrical installation and other work that needs to be done along the Baswar side. Once that is then done, we will then have the RFR coming in, which is our regulatory body. They will come in, they will do the inspection, and then once they give us what's called a non-objection, we will then be in a position to then run a service.
Yeah, the one from the city, what impact does it have on you?
So the city bridge, I don't know if Mr. Malungana, you want to...
This one, as we indicated, how the construction, we are in charge of designing the construction. So what happens is, as things stands now, the train will run. PRASA will run the train, but the road so that is the shock. Yeah, so the implication is that as long as the bricks remains unfixed, the road will not
Let's confirm.
Can I pose a question? How is this bridge going to impact all other services that need to be installed, like stormwater? I mean, if our bridge is not being dismantled, how is it going to render the final touches to the PRASA bridge? Is it going to be useless to it? Will they be able to construct the stormwater drainage?
in terms of the scope of the PRASA bridge, we will still be able to join the stormwater from the bridge that is charged. The only problem is that when now you come and fix the bridge, you're going to destroy the PRASA bridge.
Why you didn't fix our bridge?
No, I think there were a number of engagements. We even asked for the group between PRASA and Mngwevu. My client, we've been engaged many times.
No, we just fought now.
We even gave a quotation of demolishing.
No, now we just fought now. But I think our fight has been resolved. Because I don't think there would have been a problem, but the will come in. There would have been a problem that the process run concurrently, where we have discussions on how best do we fix both these PRASA applications. The service is one, our responsibility to provide reliable transport system to our people. So if we move together, it avoids these institutions working inside those things, and we could have maybe reinforced, or maybe we would have agreed nicely that you would fix it on our behalf. Yeah, but I don't have a proposal. That's what I'm asking. Because if there was a proposal, I would have accepted within a day and engage our engineers here to say how best can we do it, if it's doable, can we work with PRASA in making sure that there is a picture. The problem that we have in most instances, I'm always controversial in my speech. The problem that we have, we want to write to each other and call each other, and I'm very practical. If we do things practical, we could have seen this arrangement, because indeed you will invest in the underground infrastructure. We come with demolish. And we don't have money as a city, by the way. You know, the cost of living is too high. Our people are not paying services. The councillor knows. And we survive based on services. When people pay, the city has money, then we're able to do work. So when there's an institution that can come and say, willingly want to help you, there is no way we will not cooperate, because we need any assistance that we could get from the stakeholders. So maybe let's reopen this discussion and see agent how best can we work together, making sure that this thing is good. Why would I refuse money when I don't have? So maybe we must reopen agent this discussion, because I told him, I was worried. I said to him, we had a meeting, a nice meeting, where everything was not yet started. We had a discussion with PRASA in the city, and we agreed we are going to live together and we are going to help each other. But I've long seen PRASA, I've last seen PRASA a year ago. So what's the concern I was saying? Since our previous meeting, I never saw him ever again. And I was asking myself, when they are not consulting, it's a problem. But we've agreed nicely that we're going to re-establish that discussion and see how best to work together.